Gosforth test route. 24th of December 0917. Subscribe. Sorry about the dodgy camera angle. My name's Ryan. I'm a driving instructor, and this is the Gosforth test route that I haven't seen. I wasn't in the back of the car. It was done on SatNav. It wasn't a pass. So as we drive through on this, I'm going to try and identify the fails. Now, I was there for the briefing, so I kind of have an idea of what's going to happen. The candidate admitted that they kind of gave up because they recognised that they'd failed. I'll be completely honest, if you think you've failed, sometimes the examiner think it's a minor. So you've got to carry on. But you should carry on and complete the performance. You shouldn't kind of give up. Giving up doesn't kind of help you. One of them things. We're about to turn right up the driving test centre. Actually, what's happened here, the candidate's already spent like nearly 4 minutes in the car. Although we're about a minute and 20 seconds in. The thing is that they already did the show me tell me question and kind of sat there for quite a while waiting to get out. And they sit here at this junction for a little while trying to get out, giving way to the left and the right. Now, this has been a fail on quite a few different driving tests. So, yeah, if you're unsure, don't go. Don't cause anybody a hazard. Don't cause anybody to slow down, swerve or stop. Watch what's happening, look for the cues, and then go around, just like what's happened there. So off we go, driving away along here. Now, along this road, it's 40. Out the test centre, 40 miles an hour. We're going to follow Sandy Lane, the 1056, if I can get it right, because I've often said this was the wrong road. I keep thinking it's like a different number for some reason, and I don't know why. I know the 1061's in Blythe, and I swapped them round. So the 1056 following the road. And we're just going to follow the road. Now, it isn't a particularly long driving test, 32 minutes out on the road. But then again, it was kind of quiet. It's Christmas Eve, and it's been fairly quiet. Would have anticipated the lights a little bit more. There wasn't that many minors on this. It was all serious or dangerous errors. There was like 3 minors or something. I think he's pretty much upgraded the minors to serious because of what the candidate did. And we'll talk about that as we see it. So, just driving along, and I'm watching at the same time as you, and we're just going to watch the same video. It's probably a route that everybody's seen before. And we're just following it through, just going through the lights here. Little crossing that. Don't be confused in thinking it's the same lighting system. It's not. It's a separate crossing, that one. And it can often change. So just be super careful. And because it's on SatNav, are we going to turn right? Probably. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to turn right on the roundabout on Rotary way. And probably down the A1. So going A1 south. So third exit, turning right on this roundabout. You don't get a lot of people coming in from Rotary Way turning right. You've got to look for people coming out the retail park where McDonald's and Costa and the petrol station is. And it looks like she's kind of broke twice there. So the candidate broke twice, so must have been a hazard. Coming around, normal sort of left mirror check, checking on the left. I'd have probably been a little bit further across. Maybe aimed for the exit rather than trying to exit on the right hand side a little bit more. Probably would have been a little bit further at the left. The SatNav here says, at the roundabout, take the second exit left. So go on the left hand side. There we go. It's quite a harsh break again. I'm wondering if she's kind of not anticipating what's happening. Now this candidate, if anybody's wondering, had done about probably 40 plus hours, passed quite a few mock tests, had quite a lot of training in area, knows the area quite well, understands the area quite well, and then it's just down to maybe just a little bit of anticipation. And not forgetting that she admitted that she gave up, so maybe maybe overthinking this, maybe a bit of nerves, maybe a bit of tension in there. We do what we can sometimes. Do what we can. So, joining the A1, staying in the left-hand lane. Now the car, if you build up too much speed there, the car wants to push you in the right-hand lane because the lane assist. So just be super careful with that if you've got lane assist. We're just following this lane. Now the lane becomes the highway. So you don't need to move into the middle because it's literally pointless. You might as well just sit in this lane. 2-second rule, bit damp underfoot, 4-second rule, thinking, yeah, I can do up to 60. And actually on the dials here, we're doing what, 56 on the sat nav, 57. So she's probably on 60 on the dials on the front of the car. So probably doing about 60 on the dials, absolutely no problem whatsoever. Lane assist will be kicking her all over the place here because she's kind of not relaxed enough. And you can see that wander. If the car starts to wander, you're relying on the lane assist too much, which is what it feels like. It just feels like it's wandering just left and right there. You just got to settle down, try not to build too much tension up. Leaving the highway, we've already gone through our routine. Of course, I don't know what's going to happen because I haven't seen the video. I'm literally watching it as you're watching it. I'm not recording this twice. I've not watched it previously. I don't know what the manoeuvre is, so I don't know where she's going. We're going to turn left at the roundabout, though, because we're in the left-hand side. And we come up to here and we give way to whatever's on your right-hand side. Standard roundabout. Looking across. Moving across. Out onto... There we go. And moving towards Red House Farm, Fawdon and things like that. So this road here, you just went through a 30 sign. A lot of people forget that this is 30. For some reason they think it's 40 or 50. I don't know why. But it's definitely 30. There's no signs up telling us it's anything else. She's on 30 miles an hour, which means she's probably 32, 33 on the dials potentially. Going to turn right towards the metro station, Fawdon metro station, and the level crossing at Fawdon. Having a look for that when we come around. We've got a mystery little mini roundabout as we come around here as well. Just be careful. Now, we're just waiting in traffic. Now what we can do, we're just waiting for the lights, moving up into the middle of the road, looking for the arrows, looking for the direction. Sometimes we don't follow cars like sheep. We shouldn't follow cars like sheep. So if it goes to red, you wait. But then we can also use the car as a guide, because we can use the cars in front of us as a guide on direction to say, oh yeah, I've gone into the middle of the road. I've turned at this point. Dirty great big green arrow. And we should be going here. So if we stop, fail. So there's a fail right there. So she stopped in the middle, and she would have been told by the examiner to move through the junction. Because she's committed, she's going to cross the white lines, and you have to continue. So if you're unsure about any of that, where you're committed in a manoeuvre, speak to your driving instructor about that part of the video. Because she's just sat there in the middle. So because probably she's realised now that she's been unlucky, let's say, then at this point she's given up. So we're only, 8 minutes in, and you can see that she's probably about to give up. Probably thinking about stopping, maybe. Now I do know, that's too close, that car there. I do know that she failed for not checking blind spots as well, by the way. That's something she hadn't done in practice. So whether she did decide to give up or not, I don't know. This is this mini roundabout. Just be super careful that nobody's coming in right and left here. There we go. Done the mini roundabout. So going back to the lights, if you're unsure, wait behind the line. Oh, that's bad. No, that was terrible. So she stopped on the left as if she's going to the shop. She's probably given up, but that was pretty poor. To be fair, stopping on the left around here, I probably wouldn't have done that. And now she's probably been forced to reverse. And if there's anything on the right-hand side here, then she'll have forced them to stop, and therefore it becomes a dangerous error. I probably wouldn't have stopped there at all. Even if the examiner's scared. So there'd been somebody there. So she'll have stopped. Dangerous, that one. Stopping on the left there. You know, if he's told you to stop, what on earth? So you're watching this as well. If she stopped on the left-hand side, and you get told to stop on the left-hand side, and you're really unsure, especially just after that, I probably wouldn't even bother. Just explain that you don't think it's safe. You are the driver of the car. You shouldn't stop in a dangerous place. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Now he's duelled her again because there's absolutely no way she can get out of that. She's too close to the car. So that would be a safety moving off, probably dangerous, maybe. I don't quite know what she's trying to do here. There's been quite a lot of time wasted. There's another learner car there. I might put the overlay on. I might put the rear camera on at that point. I'll have to remind myself to put that on. There we go, eventually moving off. So that wasn't great, I'll be completely honest. I wonder if this is why it's only 32 minutes. But mind you, everybody was coming back about the same time at the test centre today, and there was about 7 tests on. There've been about 49 tests. I reckon they've probably given up by about 3 o'clock, but there we go. See, that's probably a decent stop just there. There you go. That's a decent stop. Why did you stop there? Nothing wrong with stopping there. It might be a bit close to the island. Nothing wrong with stopping there. Funny what you perceive sometimes, isn't it? Let me note that up. So we've got 11 minutes on the clock on that one. Come to the level crossing, be very careful. If you can't get through it, don't try and stop. The examiner will actually duel you and stop you making a mistake there and fail you under examiner interaction. I think he's probably already failed her under examiner interaction, if I'm honest. So we're stopping here. So you get a minor for stopping over the driveway. That probably, again, wasn't all that safe. There's that learner gone again. Hello to the learner car. If you're watching this, hello learner car. Which company you're with. Whatever you are. If you're an independent, hello. Hi, how are you doing? If you're a company, hello, how are you doing? I've got no stickers on my car. I don't kind of intend to put them back on, to be honest. I can't really see the point in it. I think it just draws too much attention to me at the moment. I've got a dirty, great big red car. You can spot it from everywhere. So, well, it's not dirty and it's not great big, but yeah, you get the idea. So looking at this bus, let's get round. There we go, finally got round. So he should be making an effort to get round that bus. He was signalling to the left. Go round them. If it is safe and necessary, go around it. Service worker there, probably been slowing down, watching what he was doing because it might not look. Always be careful around service workers. Jubilee traffic lights. Made a whole video on this, didn't I? Do you remember it? Have you watched it? Why did I make the video? Yeah. We'll see what happens. Sometimes if you've got a car on the opposite side of this crossing, this crossroads rather, with traffic lights on, then you can make a mistake because you don't quite know where you're going. We're going to go probably round to the right and into Coxlodge. Yeah, I'm almost certain we are. Yeah, there we go. So it's about picking your spot and go passenger side to passenger side on the corner. So be very careful there. I made a couple of videos about it. Just following the road, and we'll probably turn left and into John Street. Kind of get to know where these test routes go because you get quite a lot of them in a certain area. So, following the road. Now it feels like she's a bit wide, but this is because of the camera angles and the lenses and stuff. I do need to adjust this a little. We're turning left at this junction here. Yeah, I'm good, Anna. What do you reckon? Oh, if I haven't said it already, Merry Christmas. Oh, probably not for the student, but Merry Christmas and enjoy your happy holiday. Or maybe it's just a holiday. There we go. So following it round, complicated situation, probably stopping the car, absolutely would have stopped there. Would have either got a minor or a serious for meet and greet, maybe. Now, funny enough, I didn't get the report on this, and I normally do, and I didn't get it on this one, so I don't know. I don't have a list of them. I just kind of know, you get a feeling, and you've probably watched this and gone, yeah, right, I see what you mean. You normally stop behind this car on the left-hand side. It's either that or the van, sometimes do a parallel. See what happens here, whether they're going to do parallel. I think they did a park on the right reverse, but since she's already kind of messed up, then I don't think he's opted to do it, possibly because it's a learner following our route. Examiners can identify if you're following a route and things, they can work it out. Do you do route learning? Well, you do it as a mock, but I wouldn't necessarily do route learning. I would just drive around and identify things and errors and junctions where it can be an issue. Now the learner's sort of pulled in quite far here. Oh, they are doing a parallel. Oh well, there we go. Parallel. 16 minutes. And there was no blind spot checks on this one. I understand. Whether they got this as a fail, I do not know. Don't quote me on that one. No, maybe she passed it. It looks alright. She knows how to... This thing, then everybody knows how to do these manoeuvres. Just do them. Just get on with them. A bit wobbly like, but I don't really know what's going on there. It looks like it's in the right place from the camera angle, but we got away with it, I guess. That's a sort of decent distance away as well, ironically, that you want to be about that far away. So when you set off, you can see down the road. Because if you're too close to the car, then you won't be able to see. A bit like a park on the right reverse. So if you're behind a car, you can't see. So you reverse like 2 car lengths so you can open up your vision. Now this is complicated because the car's reversing. So she's either got to go round or stop earlier. If you see what I mean. You don't want to inconvenience somebody. Why would you inconvenience? It could be on their driving test too. Maybe it's just a lack of belief. I don't know. It's not experience, plenty of experience. So, don't know. At the end of the road, going to turn right. Standard right turn at the end of this road. Kind of quite simple. Getting through, more than halfway through this test now. Yeah, quite a simple test route. Should be quite easy to follow. Turning along to the right. There we go. Been a little bit... Yeah, I probably would have cut a little bit corner there, maybe. We're just going to follow the road all the way down the traffic lights. As you follow the road all the way down the traffic lights, there's 2 options. Make you go straight on down the roundabout and into the back of Gosforth. Make you turn left at these lights and make you wander down that daft little skinny side street that makes no sense. Well, we don't know till we get there, do we? There we go, just stop behind the line. Which is a point. There's no bike box painted in, but there is an advanced stop line. Always stop behind the very first line, even if there's no bike painted in there. Potentially you can get a fail for it as well if you've gone too far. So following or turning, which way we're going to go? Going around the left. Yay! See, I was right. We're going to go around the left and I'm going to follow the road. We'll go past the park on the right hand side or whatever it is. Somebody probably tell me. I'm not really all that bothered about it. I'll be completely honest with you. I think it's the school. Don't quote me. Again, stopping on the left hand side. 20 zone. So this stop should identify with you that it's a 20 zone because it's on the lamppost. So as you set off, you should be noticing things like that. Maybe not. Maybe you will. I don't know. Don't ask me. Moving off when it's safe to do so. But then they don't say that. They say moving off when you are ready, or moving off when it's appropriate, something like that. Just following L Road. We go across this little zebra, and then we're going to do a right turn just a little bit further up past these green fences. Oh, there's an emergency stop. All right, then, fine. Do an emergency stop along there, fine. Look like it stopped, all right. Yeah, get an emergency stop. Emergency stops can happen anywhere, it just depends where the examiner feels. They have certain areas that they use. I don't know, it can be quite random. And we're going to turn right here. Or maybe we're not. Maybe we're continuing. Fair enough. Now, I don't think they've gone wrong. I just think the examiner, and I'm not naming who they are, because actually he's conducted the test really well here. This candidate really messed up, and he's probably nursed her home in a way. He's probably brought her back quite professionally, and I quite like the examiners in Gosforth. Good lads and lasses. And the same as Blythe, I like all the test centres actually. I quite like them all. There's a couple of that could be a little bit grumpy with you, but otherwise, yeah, it's normally all right. And he would have helped her out here probably, and he would have said something. He's just going to take her, instead of going all the way down on High Street and up the side, he's just taken her a slightly different way through the bottom end of the Regent Centre. And if you look on this one, we're kind of forced to turn left just along here. There's a possibility that because she's already failed, that the sat-nav's finished, because it would have been sat-nav route from there, and the sat-nav's only like about 18, 20 minutes tops, and then it's 10 minutes. So there's a fair chance that the examiner's brought her back at this point from there, rather than getting her to commit to that silly side road. He probably thought the risk wasn't worth it. If he's already marked her with 3 serious and a couple of dangerous, well, 1 dangerous I think it was, then he's probably decided not to carry on. Realistically, I think they have to terminate when they get to 5. And also, I think that if you've got 3 or more, that potentially they may be able to block you out of the test booking system at some point for like a month. But not that makes any difference, because the waiting time's like 4 months anyway. But I think going forward, that's the idea, that you can't sit a test for at least a month. Very careful of the bike lane on the left-hand side, just about there, because you've got to come back in the left-hand lane. Just following the road as the ambulance went past. I'm in a car park. If you're really interested, I'm in a car park recording this. 8 minutes left, something like that. Still be very careful of the bike. We don't know what the bike is going to do. He's in a bike lane, doesn't mean anything. Be very careful, because we've still got to go past them. And although they're in a bike lane, you should just give them a little sort of a bit of space on that. Still got to clear them 1.5 meters according to highway code. There we go. Just following Great North Road North. I'm getting into this roundabout, super careful on this. I think this goes for everywhere in Gosforth though. All you're doing is you're following a pattern, mirror signal, position, speed and look, following the road, try not to get too far left, behave, do the right thing, and you'll pass. And you got to be careful on this roundabout, you got to be careful on that roundabout, you got to be careful everywhere, I guess, that it's not just one place. It's not just one corner. It's not just one roundabout, it's everywhere. Like anticipating the lights. If you're going on Gosforth test routes, it's not just the ability to drive, it's the ability to improvise, the ability to plan, the ability to look around, the ability to make sure you're doing the right thing. We're just following the road. All the way along, all the way up, all the way at this roundabout. And this one you have to stay in lane position there. There we go. Following the road. Remember, it's just 30, even though it looks like it could be more. Actually, I think the car's calibrated and does say 30 on the screen. The speed on the screen isn't very accurate. I reckon possibly 65-70% correct. It's not perfect. Believe what your eyes can see outside of the car, not what you read inside the car. I'm just following the road, 30 miles an hour along here. She's nailed absolutely on 30. Coming up to the lights, carefully don't change. Well, there we go. Oh, very careful. Sort of committed, but then, yeah. Going left into the slip road on the left-hand side. So there's a good question, isn't it? Was she committed? Yeah, of course she was. But then, could she have done better? Yeah, because she could have anticipated the lights changing. Because they've been green on green forever there. We could all see that on the video. We could see it happening as it unfolded. We could see that light. Just you come round, there's 40 written on that lamppost. You know you've gone through 40 signs. It's difficult to see them, but you are in a 40 zone. But it doesn't mean you can do 40. Not really. You drive into what you can see. Drive to the road conditions. It's damp, it's dull, it's difficult, it's dark. It's all the D's, isn't it? Difficult, dark, damp. If it's raining, it could be worse. So probably doing 30. It's still 40 on this section, but it's not a progression fault because you're driving to what you can see. You're coming up to a roundabout, third exit, straight on, following the road ahead. A lot of people get confused. Remember, first is sometimes not left, and third sometimes is not to the right. Sometimes, like we found out earlier, second exit left. Yeah, okay. So sometimes it's describing the numbered exit off that roundabout. So for example, you're going first here, then you'd be going down the A1. Second one isn't the services, and third is going up to the 1056, back on Sandy Lane. So having a decent look across to the right. All the road markings have rubbed off here, so kind of aiming for the middle of that, just about there. Maybe a little bit further left I would have gone. Mirror signal off. Car broken down, creating a hazard. Super careful coming round. Nothing coming towards us. Off we go. Got lucky there, I think. I think if there'd been something in the middle lane there, I think she would have struggled a little bit. Making our way back to the test centre with only 4 minutes of this video left. Actually, 3.5 minutes of this video left. And ironically, they weren't the first person back. So maybe it's just a quiet day. I might as well mention this. Have you noticed the error? Yeah, about 5 errors there, wasn't there? She's over the line. That's the fail response to traffic lights. Over the line, massively over the line, nearly into the crossing. Also, have you seen something? Yeah, they're in the right-hand side. Which side of the road should they be on? The left. Why should they be on the left? Because it's empty. So you always choose curbside, left-hand lane, following the road ahead, even if there's 2 lanes, because it's the default road position. Now we're off on green. So we should be making, even though we've done an error, we should be making our way back into the left-hand lane. Now this particular person knows this. So maybe they've opted, I don't know what they've done. By staying in the right-hand side, effectively you're blocking all the traffic because she's only doing about 32, 33 on this. So potentially you're holding back traffic. We can't see, of course. I could put an overlay on, I guess. I'll put the overlay on in post-production, how's that for you? What's that, 29.5? So we've got 29, 30-ish. So I'll put that on for you just to prove. Yeah, I think that they could have been in the left-hand lane all the way through there. I think I would probably always try and get in the left-hand lane there. And then we go back in towards the test centre. Yeah, like I say, it's not a really long video. 30 minutes of driving. There's quite a few stops, quite a few mistakes on this. If you spot anything else, by the way, even though I've watched this live and I've never watched it before, and you happen to see something that I haven't spotted, even though I've been keeping my eyes on the screen and talking nearly all the way through it, then just put it in the comments, drop it in the comments. Nothing wrong with, like, saying, what about this corner? What about that corner? How do I do this? How do I do that? And then go and practice it. That's the idea. So, there we go, going back round the test centre. Well, yeah, so that was a fail. Quite clearly was a fail. Quite a few fails on there. Happy Christmas. Enjoy your holidays. If you're having holidays, enjoy your holidays. 2 tests in the new year from Blythe. Should be a lot more positive on them. Got good feelings about them. It's unlucky, and maybe being caught out has upset the whole balance of this driving test. While I was waiting, by the way, the car that's reversing in took forever to reverse into this bay for absolutely no reason whatsoever. If you're going to go on a driving test, practice. That's all I'll say. So, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your holidays, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.